Hey everybody, welcome back to Hawks DIY. I'm Chuck and I'm getting ready to start up some new projects today. If you watched my previous video, you'd know that my tailgate has been jammed. I haven't been able to use my tailgate. So today we're going to address that issue. We're going to get started on that. And as I showed you, not wanting to open, so we can't have none of that. We're also going to look at the axle vent on the axle, and I think I'm going to go ahead and replace that part. It's only a $15 part, so it makes sense. That way I know whether or not the axle is getting cooled off properly. And if we have time, we're going to address these foggy headlights and see if we can't get that cleaned up somehow. So that's what's on the agenda. So I guess let's get busy. Wow, it's starting to look gnarly up there to the north. So I don't know how long I'm going to be able to work on this, but at least I can get started today anyway. And I'm under the carport, so that's a good thing. But yeah, I've been having problems with this. I had to go to Home Depot one day, and the dang thing, I got home, it was locked up. So there's something going on with the mechanism inside. I've already you know, I thought maybe I had locked it and just forgot, but that indeed is not the case, as I checked that. So it's definitely the mechanism inside. Something's come loose or broke, and so we're going to have to tear this apart and see what we can get done here. Looks like we've got 2, 4, 6, 8 screws on this back plastic cover. So I'm going to go ahead and get those out first and see if we can't get access to this panel here. So that's what we're going to do. Alright, fellers and fellettes, I got it back here inside the truck bed. I want to get these screws out of here. Hopefully these will back out pretty easily. Yeah, no biggie. We'll get these screws out, and hopefully we can get inside this thing fairly easily. Looks like we should be able to. So I'll have to fast forward through this part. That was easy, guys. Well, I just heard some thunder in the background there, so I'm sure it's going to start raining here in a few minutes. But man, I'll tell you what, it's hot. It's so hot that when you catch the catfish, it's already fried. So anyway, I got the piece off of here, and it looks like it's going to be an easy fix, guys. What's happened is this piece here, you can see it's got a nut on it. It's backed out and it's gotten loosened, and it's been moved out away from this piece, which is the actual latch, and you'll see that it slips off of there. See how it slips off? That's because this piece has been moved out. So this just needs to be tightened down, and we should be good to go. So let me get a little bit of this grease out of the way and clean it up a little bit. We'll get this tightened down, and then it should work. So let me get busy here, get it figured out. Well, we're starting to get a little bit of rain, so good thing I got this carport up here. Makes it nice. But I got an update here, guys. It's actually, I do have a broken part. This plastic part right here is supposed to wrap around this bracket, and that bracket is supposed to sit in here like this. Let me show you. Okay. And it basically leverages itself against the latch here. And so this plastic piece has broken off. And this is hard to do with the camera in my hand, but basically this is supposed to be like somewhat like this. If I can get it in here. See how that's supposed to sit in there? And it's supposed to be sandwiched like that. Well, the back side of its plastic pieces broke off. So that plastic piece is a part of this entire deal here. So if you lift up this whole plastic piece right here is what that's attached to. So that means I would have to replace this whole thing. And so I need to get online, look up some parts, and I've also got to figure out this part here. It's supposed to sit down in there and stay wedged, but it's not doing it anymore, which indicates this has been wallered out. So that's where we're at. So until I can get some parts figured out, get it ordered, I'm kind of at a standstill here. But at least I know what's going on with it, you know. And also I still got to order that axle breather vent. So let me get on that, get the parts ordered so we get back on this project as quickly as possible anyway. And I can't really do anything with the front headlights, obviously, with the rain coming down. So that's where we're at, folks. So I guess I'll talk to you whenever I get all the parts and we can get back on this thing. All right, guys, gals. Well, it's a couple days later and it's still hot. I think it's gonna be upper 90s today. So I'm back under the carport and got some good news. I got the parts for the tailgate. So I had to buy a whole new handle. And so this will replace this entire piece right here. So basically, backstory on this is I couldn't find this locally anywhere. I looked at O'Reilly, Advance, Napa, and eventually I was able to find it locally at AutoZone for $153.99 plus tax. So it's not cheap. But if I would have went to Rock Auto, it would have been, I think it was $101 and some change. So yeah, you could have saved some money. I think with shipping, it probably would have been around, I don't know, $130, $140, maybe $150. But I paid a little more, but that's okay. I was able to get the part quickly. And if I would have went with Rock Auto, I wouldn't have gotten it until Monday. And it's Thursday today, so I think I made a good call. But we'll go ahead and get started on this. And I already had a pretty eventful beautiful morning. I'll have to tell you about that here in a little bit. But first thing we're going to need to do is get this tailgate cap removed because it sits on top of this piece. So that's going to be the first thing on the agenda. Once we get that off, everything else will kind of go back together pretty easily. So anyway, I guess let's get going. Hey guys, gals, before we get going, I forgot to mention that this is a Dorman, and that's the part number we're going to be using, 97992. And also, I considered going to Express Pull and Save. It's local junkyard. And I thought about going there, but then I would have been spending, you know, at least an hour or so over there in that heat, and I just didn't, you know, because I would have had to disassemble the tailgate and get the part, you know, get this part. So I kind of sketched that idea off. I kind of figured, you know, I don't want to do that. So I kind of wanted to move forward quickly, and so that's why I didn't do that. I just thought I'd share that. All right, let's get started on this top cap. Man, I tell you what, guys, it's hot out here. It's so hot that when the temperature gets below 95, I get the chills. But anyway, we're going to use a flathead screwdriver, and that's how we're going to pry this top cap off of here. And so that's going to be a little challenging without marring up the sides. So that's going to be the first thing we got to do. So I don't know if
plastic things.
It's just getting it started is the thing.
There you go.
I'm probably going to get this corner first so that
I got a little thing.
So you probably need a little bit longer screwdriver, but you just go down through here. There, that one popped. And we're just gonna go all the way down through here and do this.
Does this help?
Oh, I've got it. But you gotta be careful and not mar the edge. That's the key. So on down the line we go. I got the end one here, and that's gonna have us there. So now it should pop on up. There we go. All right, the top is officially off. And let me reposition the camera, I think, to let you, so you guys can see the next part here. All right, guys, so to get the rest of the top cap off, you've got to use a star bit, and there's 6 of these screws. There's 3 on each side of the handle. So we got to get those out. Now they do have on the back side, they do have a nut. You can't see it from here, but there's a nut on the back side, but it's welded to the metal. So it shouldn't it shouldn't back out, and that's my hope anyway. I did this first one and it come out just fine. So let's go ahead and do that now. All right, let's get started. I guess while I'm taking these screws out, I could tell you a little story. So this morning, it was pretty eventful. I had to go to the post office. I made a sale on my eBay store, Hawk's Treasures. If you haven't checked it out, there's a link on my YouTube page. But yeah, these are coming out just fine. So anyway, there's a major intersection here close to the house. Man, it was a bad wreck. I mean, it was bad. They had to cut the top off and it was another Frontier. They had to cut the top off to get the people out. There's also a bicycle laying there, and there was another full-size truck involved that was out in the median. But it was really bad. And then, so I got to the post office, and then on the way back, there was another wreck. I was like, man, this is a bunch of carnage. Freaking war zone, you know? So, at any rate, be careful out there, people. You know, I think a lot of accidents are caused by these cell phones. People just on their phones, not paying attention. And that's why when I'm in a truck driving, I don't get on my phone, especially in the Nashville area, because they don't call it Crashville for nothing, you know. So anyway, so far so good, guys. I'm down to the last one here, and then we'll see. We'll see, hopefully this one. Ooh, this one's tight. There it goes. But we'll see if this is clipped in. I don't know if it's clipped in or not after you get these screws out. So we'll have to check that out. So let me see here if it feels loose. There it goes. It just pulls up. That's what it does. Yep, just pops right off. So the top cap is officially off. So now we can start on this. All right, so the next step, we're gonna have to get the tailgate handle pulled off. So to do that, I'm gonna go ahead and put the tailgate down, and I'll show you what we gotta do here. There's 4 of these nuts you gotta take off. There's one there, there's 2 up here, and then there's one right there. And they take a 10mm socket. So we're gonna get started on that next and get those taken out. Now, before we do that though, we gotta take these plastic clasps, and they just flip up like that. And I'm gonna try not to break them because I plan on fixing this and keeping it as a backup since the parts are so expensive. So this removes the rods from the rod clasp and frees it up. So now we can go ahead and take those nuts out. Well, here we go. Let's get this done. Get her done, get her done. I'm just gonna loosen them up for right now. Okay, I got all the nuts off of there. So let's flip this up. All right, so I lifted the tailgate back up so that what you got to do is you got to pull and push up at the same time. And then it should slide right out. Easier said than done. This side seems to be caught. Come on now. Don't make a liar out of me. There it goes. This one's stuck. Let me look at it. I don't want to damage anything. Yeah, it's just stuck. That's all. You know, you got to think this thing has been on here for so long that, you know. There it goes. You just got to be careful. So we got that apart. So, oh, that'll hit the camera. So anyway, let me get off here before I bust my butt. All right, fellers and fellettes. So here is the old tailgate latch, handle, whatever you want to call it. Here's the piece that broke. See? It just broke right off of there. It should have been like that. And so anyway, I'm going to try to fix that some way and get it glued back in place and get all the other parts from it. I've got laying over here, this doohickey. So I'll try to fix this one, and then that way I'll have a backup. But we're going to have to take this this lock off of here, and then we'll also got to get the Nissan emblem taken off, and then we'll be done with this one for a while. So let me get that stuff taken off, and as far as fastening the Nissan emblem, I may wait till the end because I don't have any double-sided tape, but I can get it pulled off of this one. So anyway, that's where we're at. Okay, success. I've got the new lock, or the locking mechanism put on the new handle, and then I've got the Nissan emblem taken off the old one. So we can go ahead and sack this one up, put it back in the box, and then like I said, I'm gonna fix this one. You know, these things are too expensive not to fix it. I can glue that back, you know, and shore it up on the back side with some RTV or something, some kind of cement. And I'm wondering if I should do that for this one to keep this one from doing that. It wouldn't hurt to put some on the back side, so I may do that. But anyway, we're at a stopping point because I need to eat lunch, and I'm gonna have to do a lot of cleaning before I can install this back because this tailgate's filthy. So that's gonna be next. I'm gonna have to clean all that stuff up. You can see how dirty it is. Well, Jeff cleaned a little bit right there, but you know, I'm gonna have to clean all this up and get that ready to go. So let me go eat some lunch. Hey guys and gals, real quick, like and subscribe if you like this content. It doesn't cost you anything. It really helps out the channel. But I'm out here and I wanted to check out Jeff's bird feeder, so maybe he can kind of give us the skivvy on it.
Well, point the camera here. Give
Well,
me the. I'll be the camera guy.
Are you gonna be the camera guy? All right, you be.
Like, he got
So
issues, man.
he's got a bird feeder over here.
All right, so I went up to Illinois, or we went up to Illinois, saw my mom, and my Aunt Nita
It's pretty neat.
had these pictures on her phone about her bird feeder. I ain't much of a bird watcher, but I see them every once in a while. I notice, but you know. Anyway, I thought it was pretty cool that she had all these pictures, and they're really good. I got something itching there. Anyway, so I was like, man, that's pretty cool. So then, you know, got to looking into it and digging around, and come to find out, they make these bird feeders, and they got cameras in them. And they, not only that, but they use AI and identify the species.
It's pretty neat.
So yeah, it's kind of pricey, but I thought it'd be hours of entertainment. And plus you gotta buy the bird seed, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so here it is. So there's this guy, and it's got this camera. And the camera, you know, you can up and down, you know. This thing swivels actually. It's got an antenna on the back, so it kind of runs on your off your DI. I got it, Joe. It's because you got it all cockeyed.
No, you're all good.
Anyway, it's solar, right? I just installed it here because I don't know. I might move it. I don't know. Anyway, this thing, you fill it up. It's got this top, and it's got a little clip in the back. Here, you take over. Come around here, Chucky. It's got this little clip. And you flip it like that. The thing rotates down, and then you put your bird feed in there. And then when you're done, so it's waterproof too.
Water poop? That sounds gross.
Yeah, it's waterproof too. I've been throwing them even down there, man. I don't care.
But yeah, that's a pretty cool deal.
So
I
then
think
it
it's
sends you
neat.
videos to your phone,
Yeah.
and you can download them. You can put them on your whatevers, and you know, then you got a bunch of birds on your deal.
Yeah. So that's the plan. And as you can see, here's the solar panel right here. And if you didn't see it already, but that's the plan.
I was even thinking about maybe moving it up to the porch, but
Well, you don't want it close, they'll start pooping on us. There'll be bird poopage everywhere.
there's a little bit of bird poopage right here. The biggest thing is the squirrels.
Yeah, the squirrels climb
Yeah,
the
they
fence
get in here
and then they
thieving.
go over, you know, to it.
So I put the speakerphone on and I barked at it, and it freaked it out, man. It went flying, and the bird seed went flying, and he took off, man.
Yeah.
He's like, what? Where was that? Anyway,
That's wild.
that was kind of fun.
But anyway, I don't want to get this clip too long, but I just
Why
wanted
not?
I just wanted to share that with you, and then hopefully I'll get the app on my phone and start sharing some cool videos.
Hopefully you better.
Huh?
You better.
You better.
Yeah.
Why? Is it a requirement or something?
At this point, yeah, it's kind of a requirement.
Okay. Well, look for those videos. They ought to be pretty entertaining.
Oh, I bet they will be.
All right, everybody. I had me some lunch, so got some sustenance. But I also got the tailgate clean, and she looks good. I figured I'd go ahead and clean it before I put all the parts back on. So this is what this side looks like. I just used a sponge, soft sponge, and dishwash liquid. So that's ready to go. I've got the tailgate handle ready to go, but I did a little bit of an adjustment here. I got the lock first of all installed on it, but I put some JB weld on the back side of this plastic, and that is where the old one had broke. So I tried to shore that up a little bit and strengthen it. That way, maybe that'll prevent it from happening again. So we're ready to get this thing installed on the tailgate, so we're going to do that next. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get this installed onto the tailgate. And in order to do this, now I don't have the tailgate latched, which I probably should make it a little easier, but anyway, we're just going to put it back in place. And you got 3 tabs on the top, and you got 2 tabs on the bottom. So let it rest in those bottom tabs and bring it up as high as you can. And then we should be able to snap her right in place. There we go. So now we can go ahead and get the screws installed, or the nuts installed on the back. Okay. So I'm going to get these ones on the side done first. Well, maybe not. Got one in. Got 2, so now it's not gonna fall. Whoop. Alright, get the 10mm back out. Let's get these tightened up. And you don't have to get overly aggressive with the tightness, just snug them. Now I'm just hand tightening right now. Alright, let me verify fitment, make sure it's sitting on here correctly. Yeah, looks like it actually could come down a little bit. So let's loosen that back up. There we go. Yeah, guys, make sure it's pushed down. That's why I had to loosen it back out. Yeah, that looks good. All right. Now this is plastic, so you don't have to ratchet down real tight, just kind of snug it. Alright, there we go. So the handle's installed. Okay guys, so now you got 2 rod clasps, and that's what the rod's fastened to. You got one for each side. And so in order to get that connected, all you got to do, there's a little tab, and you just lift up, and then you just lay the rod in there and just let it lay where it wants to lay, and then lock it back down Do the same thing over here. And you want the hinge side to the outside on those. So everything's connected. I guess the next thing we need to do is test it. Make sure everything's working good. All right, fellas and fellettes, here we go. I got her locked in position. Look at there. Success. Well, I love it when a plan comes together. It's going to be nice to have a tailgate again. So right now, I'm going to keep this open. I'm going to let this JB weld dry. Jeff said it takes probably like 24 hours, so I'll let that dry. And I'm also going to add a little bit of grease in some of these friction points. They did add a little bit, but not a whole heck of a lot. And then also, I've got to get this cleaned up. It's still got adhesive on the back, so I got to get all that taken off and figure out how I'm going to reapply it to the handle right here out front. You can see the two holes right there. And so this Nissan emblem, it's got 2 points there, and then that's what goes in the holes. But I got to get it cleaned up. And so since this needs to dry, I think I'm just going to call it a day. It's hot, I'm tired, and that's just all there is to it. But we'll reconvene tomorrow, and maybe I'll start on those headlights, and I can also finish this up. And I still need to order that axle vent, so we'll see where we're at on that after we get all this other stuff done. So I guess we'll talk at you tomorrow. Well, hey folks, it's the next day. I tell you what, that sun shining bright on a pale feller, you know it? But I'm gonna get back on this tailgate, and we're gonna put the top cap, the tailgate cap, we're gonna put that top cap back on, and I'm gonna get the back of the tailgate installed back on. And that's the plan. I won't show you any of that because it's just reverse of taking it off. So yeah, you know, the top cap and then the backing. So I'll do that on my own. But I also wanted to show you that the JB weld, it dried really well. So that's pretty cool. So that should add a little bit of extra strength for that, which I'm really happy about. Like I said, I'm going to add a little bit more grease, but we're ready to go ahead and button everything back up. And then after I get that done, I'm going to go and get some double-sided adhesive tape for this Nissan emblem, and we're going to get that dude installed back up on the tailgate handle. So that's the agenda for today so far, and it shouldn't take too long. It just sucks I got to make a trip to Home Depot or somewhere to get that adhesive tape, but that's all right. I need to get some groceries anyway. So anyway, I guess when I get ready to put that Nissan emblem back on, I'll show you how to do that, because I mean, there's nothing to it, but at least you'll know how to do that. So anyway, that's the plan. All right, folks, the tailgate cap has been officially reinstalled, and that part is done. Looks great. So I also added some grease on the pivot points. The main pivot points are right here, and right here where this thing glides. So I made sure there was a little more grease there on those two spots. So I'm ready to get this back, put back on, and then we'll go get us some double-sided tape. Alright guys, gals, I got the cover put on the tailgate. So I guess it's time to go over here to Home Depot to get some double-sided tape. So let's get in there and get what we need. Alright, some of this stuff should work, so here we go. It's only 10 bucks? Cool. Well, back to the house, and so we're gonna get this Nissan emblem mounted up on the tailgate handle. And as you've seen, I got some of the Scotch mount. And so the trick here is you got to cut this to size. So you'll just pull off what you need, cut it to fit, and then mount it up on the truck. So it's pretty easy, really. You know, there's nothing to it. Now I will say that the tape, you know, when you peel it off, that side's sticky and ready to apply. So the other side, you have to pull the red tape off. So you'll have to do that before you mount it up on the truck. So let me get this prepped and ready to go, and we'll get this part done, and we'll have the tailgate project out of the way. Well, won't you just look at it? I got the tape put on the back, so now I got to take this red tape off, and then we'll take this Nissan emblem and we'll put it right here and be like, boop. So let me get this tape off and we'll do the boop. Alright, I got the red tape pulled off, and I found the easiest way to do that is just to take a utility knife blade and get up under the tape in the corner and then peel it. That seemed to be the easiest. But make sure it's right side up, and we're gonna put that dude on here once and for all. Make sure it's straight. Look at there. Ta-da! Look at that. So just press it on, and then you're good to go. Now the reason you use double-sided tape is because if you ever need to take this back off, you'll be able to do it. If you use a more permanent adhesive, you're going to struggle getting it off, and you're probably going to break it. So anyway, that job's complete. So here we go. Look at that. Just like new, guys. Awesome. All right, everybody. Well, I got the tailgate done, and I decided that I'm going to have to end the video here. I don't want to, but it is getting kind of long, and I don't have the supplies to do the headlight lamps anyway. So, and I also don't have the vent breather for the axle. So since I don't have any of that stuff, we'll go ahead and end the video here. And but I'm very happy with how the tailgate turned out. I'm so happy that I got that fixed. It was kind of inconvenient whenever you had to go to Home Depot and get stuff. So I'm really happy that I got that done. And I hope you enjoyed the content. I hope you enjoyed the video. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything. It's free, and it really helps out the channel. So the next video or two, I don't know when, but we'll get to it, I promise you. We'll go ahead and get these headlights clean. And like I said, we'll go ahead and replace that axle vent breather. That way we know that the rear axle's venting properly. You know, it could be that one that's got 70,000 miles does have some clogging going on. So I think it's good to go ahead and replace it. So anyway, like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.